All right, in this lesson, we're covering the fundamentals of forehand and backhand push. Advanced techniques like the short touch and long push are built on first being able to push the ball flat and low. So our focus today is how to keep your push flat and low. We don't want the ball popping up high. We want to control the direction without worrying yet about short touch or long push. For example, if I want to push diagonally, I just want to keep it long, keep it stable, keep it flat. That's our training goal. Let's start with the backhand push, since that's the most commonly used. Many beginners don't yet have the ability to loop backspin with the backhand, and they can't do large sidestepping movements either. So the backhand push becomes essential. There are a few key points about the backhand push I want to share. It comes down to your posture, the same principle I always teach about keeping your hips back. From the side, you should not be standing too straight. Why? Why do we push? Because the ball is very short. You need to step in and get your body weight and legs into position. If you're standing too straight, you can only reach forward with your leg, but your arm can't get in far enough. That's why many people end up just reaching with their hand when approaching a short ball. This is a very important point, a very common and serious mistake. The moment you reach out with your arm to push, you lose control over the arc, the height, and whether the ball even lands on the table. It all comes down to your posture. The key principle is, never push using just your arm. Don't think you need to generate spin by flicking your hand or wrist. It's actually the same concept as the block and the basic rally drill. If the ball is in front of your body and you already have the right distance, you simply shift your weight forward to close that gap. I move from back to front, no reaching with the arm, just transferring forward. That forward weight transfer is enough to get the ball over. And the key benefit is it lets you control the arc much better. Remember, with short ball techniques over the table, reaching with your arm means your hand is too far from your body. You lose control, you're outside your effective hitting zone. Think of it like writing. If I extend my arm fully and try to write, it won't be precise. Or eating, I would never hold my bowl out at arm's length or off to the side. Everything we do, driving, eating, writing, happens right in front of the body within our most precise control zone. The push is no different. Don't think that just because it's table tennis, the rules change. If you want to learn proper technique with real consistency, remember, never reach out for the ball. When it's in front of you, treat it just like writing or eating. Bring your center of gravity forward to meet the ball. After every push, make sure you recover. Don't just stand there mechanically because it's a fixed drill. As I've said before, table tennis is a contest between two people. It's a strategic game. So even in fixed drills, always prepare to recover after each shot. This sets you up to connect with other techniques later, like stepping around to loop after a push, or transitioning to defense. Recovery makes all of that possible. Now, what if the ball comes short? If I reach out to push and then reach again to loop, that's extremely difficult. Even professional players struggle with that. So always use the most efficient technique. Now, for the backhand push, as I mentioned, keep it close to your body. Your hand doesn't need to. You don't need to pull your hand back and you don't need to actively push it out. Instead, rely on the combined force from your body moving forward. At the moment of contact, just add a small touch with the forearm, wrist, and fingers. That's enough power. Why minimize the hand movement? Because the body's force is already sufficient. Any extra hand action is unnecessary. You need to subtract, strip away unnecessary movements in this technique. Break free from the visual illusion. You watch professional players push and think they're doing a lot, but that's just an illusion. It's mostly about shifting your center of gravity forward and recovering. As we discussed from the start, the push is fundamentally about control, not power. Now, the forehand push follows the same principle. Some of you, when a short ball comes to the forehand side, still only your hips aren't pushed back either. Stepping halfway in and reaching with your arm, you still can't get there properly. Even if you're tall with long arms, you might reach the ball, but you can't control it, let alone redirect the incoming force effectively. So the forehand push is the same. Don't reach with your arm. Keep it slightly bent. Use the triangle's apex as your reference, keeping the arm slightly bent. For short balls, borrow the incoming force. When the ball arrives, I use my body to keep my hand stable. Don't use your arm, move in with your body. Move in with your body. This creates a unified contact point where your hand and body work together, giving you much greater stability. So during the push, the key word is control. Control your muscles. Don't force the ball. Focus more on finding the right contact point and that feeling of unified force. Now, the most critical issue with the push. Many of you raise your shoulder when pushing. When you do that, you'll notice the ball tends to slip off the paddle. Your hand is too high. Whether you're left-handed or right-handed, your paddle hand shoulder must stay lower than your free hand shoulder. This lowers your center of gravity, helps you read the ball better, and find the precise contact point. I reach the contact point precisely, like a surgeon's scalpel, cutting with exact control, getting right into the ball. Watch how coordinated this motion is. If you're left-handed, the same principle applies. Your racket hand shoulder must stay low. Like this, very natural. Never raise that shoulder, because if you do, transitioning to the next shot becomes extremely uncomfortable. Now watch this demonstration of a standard push. Every detail matters. Notice how I push my hips back to support my upper body, and my center of gravity follows forward at the same time. I find the point where my force merges with the ball's momentum. And crucially, when I make contact, I'm not actively pulling my arm back or reaching my arm out. Instead, I use my whole body to precisely capture the exact contact point I want. Let me demonstrate once more. Very precise. The goal is to keep the ball as flat as possible. Keep it low. Don't chase spin yet, first solidify this basic framework. You'll often see extra, unnecessary movements creeping in. What I want to teach you is how to eliminate those. Subtract the unnecessary movements, strip them away. Now watch a proper sequence of continuous forehand pushes. Notice the key points I emphasized earlier. First, my hips push back for support, allowing my center of gravity to move forward into the push position. Second, during the push, I never pull my arm back, and I never reach forward at the moment of contact. And the most important point, my right shoulder stays lower than my left, because that helps me stay over my center of gravity and precisely capture the exact contact point for my push. Let me demonstrate again. Now watch what happens if I pull back or reach out instead. And without the hip support, the whole body looks collapsed and loose. The ball floats unpredictably, very imprecise. Now watch a proper one. See how clean that is. I can keep it very low, very short. That's already advanced, but remember, every advanced skill is built from the ground up. You must thoroughly understand the fundamental concepts first, then through correct practice, solidify them and elevate your game.
正确的训练去把它解决，然后得以一个提升。